Severardo Garza, el campeón. You can come down anytime.
Okay.
All right. So let's start with Robert Guerrero versus Gerald Thomas. Oh my God. The only reason I want to talk about this fight is because
it was tougher than it needed to be.
Exactly, dude. And it did.
And don't say exactly.
No. I'm gonna say because I wanted to say this. I thought Robert was gonna just walk through this guy and get it over with. You know what I mean? I think he's on a comeback trail, but he made it harder than it was supposed to be. Or was Gerald a lot harder than we thought?
Here's the issue with Robert Guerrero, and this is something that I've told him in the past plenty of times since his move up to 147. When he was a 135, 130, 140 pounder, he didn't even go to 140 because he skipped it. But when he was down in the lower weights, he was more of a boxer.
Right.
When it came up to 147 and when he moved up to 147, he became more of a boxer puncher.
Right.
He wanted to move in and out, but at the same time, he wanted to go to war. He wanted to brawl people. Mm-hmm. And that was the wrong style for Robert Guerrero.
Right.
Okay. We saw versus, go back to the Selchuk Adin fight, go back to the Andre Berto fight, go back to the Keith Thurman fight. He wanted to be a boxer puncher. If he was able to actually stand on his toes and continue to move around and actually have power enough to keep a fighter honest, at 147, he would be like an incredible discount version of Floyd Mayweather because he had those type of skills when he was a boxer. But at 147, he understands that given the division, given the light the division is given right now, and where it's at, he needs to put on fights to not only have a name, but get the names to come looking for him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and this type of performance where he made it a little difficult, he made himself visible to a fighter that may want to say, let's take for example what we saw on 420, Adrian Granados versus Danny Garcia. Right. Granados always gave a good performance of himself and got a big name to come down for him. So maybe that's exactly what Robert Guerrero is going for. Let me get a big name to come down for me and make me a main event here and there.
Do you think
I'm going to ask you that question right now. Go ahead, man.
Do you think that Robert Guerrero really feels that he could compete with the best, or you think he's looking for a paycheck?
I don't think he's looking for a paycheck, because if he were looking for a paycheck, trust me, he would not want to call out the big names.
I don't think
because Guerrero has a name to where he could actually garnish a paycheck on his own without actually calling out the names. He wants the names because he actually thinks he can compete.
I don't think he can.
Steven.
I think he kind of getting to what Fern was saying is that, a win basically and for Robert Guerrero means, he might get like Berto, and Berto's going to fight again.
Which is the rematch.
Adrian Broner. Porter just lost. I mean, he needs a comeback fight, like something, maybe he'll fight. I feel like maybe Josecito Lopez might be.
Is he with PBC?
But I'm saying like kind of hit his level of welterweight where he's at, and in his career, I feel that the way the PBC works is it tends to be you get a good win, and you have a name from what you've done in your past or whatever. You might get the shot at one of the top guys who are in between like the bigger fights.
Do you think that he got a call from PBC persuading him to make a return, saying if he beat these guys, we need another guy in the mix?
Because he's been showcased on undercards before. He was on the Fury Wilder undercard. He was on there, so he's actually he was on undercards without major exposure. This is honestly the first bout that he's had. Yeah, he's working his way up there.
Guerrero versus Tank Davis.
Exactly. That's what I got. Ruben Cuellar says, "What about Guerrero versus Tank Davis?"
Tank Davis won't go to 147 when he's trying to get to 135.
But can we get Guerrero to come?
Guerrero's not going to go down to 147. He skipped 140 for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
There you go, man. Cut it out, Ruben.
Ruben wants to see knockouts. That's
what he wants to see. Okay, so let's see this. Did Robert Guerrero do enough to get the attention of those Danny Garcia? Sean Porter will knock him out.
He got the attention to get like a B-level welterweight. You want to know why? You want to know why I tell you that?
You just did it again.
This is why I tell you he got the attention. This is why I tell you he got the level of a B-level the attention of a B-level welterweight. You want to know why? We just saw Kid Chocolate and Angulo be the main event of an FS1 card. Okay. So if you could get Robert Guerrero, who has a name, with a B-level welterweight that has a name on there, you have an FS1.
Who do you give him?
Josecito, he said.
Josecito.
There you go.
You give him John Molina. You give him
John
Molina.
Josecito.
You give him
John Molina. Guerrero.
You know who else you give him?
It's a good fight.
I
watch it. I watch it.
You know another good fight? Robert Guerrero, Granados.
Yeah,
Again, FS1.
You build
main
up
event.
one of them
Exactly.
to like.
he would make
Exactly.
he would make a not co-main event, but an undercard fight on a pay-per-view.
Exactly. You make Joey Spencer come up, and he'll probably be like the third fight, like right beneath the undercard, because you got Joey Spencer that night.
Like,
and everything.
for
Go ahead.
Oh, like just how this weekend, how the card started. Not to get to the next fight, but Molina Josecito, we all made sure we all left the media room as soon as we saw them walking out, because we're like, cool, we want to be here. I mean, Guerrero Granados, like he was just saying, if that opens up Wilder, Luis, Ortiz, that's kind of another one of those like, oh, it's a scrap. You want to see that.
What is it supposed to be? Mario Barrios first, and then Josecito
No,
Lopez?
No.
The way I saw it was that.
No, it was always
Okay,
Josecito
so I
and
saw
John
something that
first.
was
It was
incorrect.
always
Barrios was
John.
fighting for a championship.
Yeah,
That's why
okay.
he was.
Anthony Saldana says Guerrero versus Lipinets. What do you guys think about that?
Again, that's another
Good
good
fight.
fight. A B level welterweight versus
a guy
Guerrero, who has a name, and Lipinets trying to build it up to where he gets back after the Mikey loss and everything. It's perfect.
Good stuff. That's good.
Anthony, dude, bringing out matches.
We are matchmakers over here, guys, and promoters.
All right, man. So then he did what he was supposed to do, and you think he's gonna get a better paycheck?
And again, making it, like we said earlier, making it as difficult as it was because the guy actually came in to try to get Guerrero out of there, and making it tougher kind of brings one of those other fighters like, you know what, Guerrero might be an out, and I may want to fight him.
Which is a mistake because, I mean, Guerrero fought Mayweather. Guerrero's had to get up in the gym to fight Mayweather. So when you're fighting this dude who I'd never heard of, it might be hard to get out of bed in the morning, you know what I mean? But if you're fighting Granados or someone that you're like, for a fact you're going to be in a fight with,
I think Ruben
you might get up early in the morning,
Guerrero versus Pacquiao. What the hell?
And I want to see
As long as it's on YouTube, then we're good.
I want to see Guerrero's dad at another press conference.
You know what? I want
Ruben's
to
awesome,
see
bro.
his dad.
Ruben, yeah, exactly.
Really get mad, dude. Like,
I love that.
For a minute, dude.
Hey, he
Were
loved
you
him for
there
a while.
when him and Asia went at it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When he
How
punked
about him and
dude.
Mayweather
When he
Senior?
did push-ups at the
That's right,
city,
that's
he
right.
literally started doing push-ups. I'm like, oh my
Hey,
god.
I saw
stuff.
Ruben had snacks on his hat.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I guess
did
he's
he?
doing some snack now. Dude. All right.
Snacks or the snack thing?
All right,
Okay,
let's move on to the next one.
Like
Let's
cheese
move
and
on
package?
to the Riverside Rocky, Josecito Lopez versus John Molina. Talk to me about that fight, man.
Look, man.
Come on.
I know that Molina is on the downward
You
spiral,
think so? You think so?
but look, man, credit to Robert Garcia. This guy seems to reinvent the fighter.
Man,
He's made
that's the truth.
massive improvements, man. Josecito seems to have a lot more power in the first round. Dropped him twice. That's not like
And that's not like Molina.
Josecito-ish. You know what I'm saying?
That's like Molina. And that's not like Molina.
No,
Molina
That's not
doesn't
exactly.
go down
So-
easy like
No, he
that.
doesn't
yeah.
go down.
I mean, Joseto's showed a good performance against Thurman. Now against Molina by stopping him. I think I thought the fight should have been stopped earlier though.
I kinda
was
agree.
taking a lot
Could've
of
been.
punishment.
Yeah, he didn't need to take all those extra shots for sure.
I think the consensus was that Josecito was going to win. So I think
Yeah, nothing. I guess super unexpected happened. But no, I mean he did drop him twice in the first round, which was quite impressive on Josecito's part. That's a very good point. Robert Guerrero does a lot of
Garcia.
Garcia deserves a lot of
Great.
credit for that victory. Just the transformation of Josecito. He really looks really good. And just like you said, he was in a good fight with Thurman. That's a big victory against Molina. It's interesting to see. Who do you guys want to see Molina fight next?
Well,
I'm sorry, Josecito fight.
I don't want to see Molina.
Well,
fight.
here, let me give you this.
I
Let me
mean,
give
for
you
his
this.
health, you know.
Josecito is what John Molina was probably about 4 years ago right now.
Right.
That's exactly where he's at. Like, John Molina and Josecito are literally the best parallel of one another. We're going to see Josecito be at this exact same stage that John is right now. What it was probably the old guard making way for the present guard, not the new guard. But John's, and honestly, I said it to his family, I said it to him too, like, since the Omar fight, you could tell his legs weren't there like they were in the past.
Right.
His legs are not there. He's more lateral movement. Again, that somewhat wannabe Philly shell that he couldn't really.
Right.
It's just not. It's not there for him. He was game. He hit Josecito with a couple of hooks here and there, and he fought back at certain points in time. But he's just not. His entire body is not there. And for a fighter to continuously be a fighter, your entire body needs to be
Has
there.
to be there.
Your mind needs to work with your legs needs to work with your mind needs to work with your core. Everything needs to be there. And when it comes to John, it's just not there any longer.
It just seemed
I
like he
agree
was
with you.
fighting just to hang in there. It was almost like I'm just trying to
For a
not get
minute.
knocked out early, right? Like just to hang in there. Just that's what it seemed like to me.
Tony Sandoval, to answer your question, says Josito Lopez versus Omar Figueroa.
Josito beats
Or
Omar.
Josito Ugas or Figueroa.
Not Ugas. Not
No.
Ugas.
Ugas would be cool.
Not
I like
Ugas.
Ugas.
Not Ugas.
No, but I'm
Not
going
Ugas.
to give you guys somebody right now.
Because if he beats him, that's a good fight.
Josecito versus either Danny Garcia or Porter.
No, you want to know who I want to go with?
And I'm going to
Josito?
say,
Porter.
the reason why I'm saying Porter is I want Porter to have a rematch. And I just ruined it for you guys, fuckers.
Man.
I have something for you guys that you'll hear later about
But I'm
Porter.
saying, I think if Porter doesn't get a rematch, he should get Josecito. Or he should get, Josecito could get Danny Garcia.
You want to know who I want Josecito against? Lipinets. That'd be a great fight. That'd be a barn burner right there.
I'm going to tell you something, though.
Lipinets, Josecito.
Lipinez, be careful. Because
No.
Robert
Oh,
Garcia...
yeah.
No,
Could
has
do a
game
game
plans.
No, but
yeah.
but that's
Now,
the point.
let me
That's
ask
the
you
point.
that. And I think you know where I'm going right now with this. Right now, okay? And I know you guys are going to crucify me because you guys are like this, cabrones. So I'm going to do it right now. Right now, is Robert Garcia trainer of the year so far with what he's done? Or does he need to do more?
So what are his kind of big wins? Well, Josecito.
Virgil looking good.
Virgil looking good. Jose Ramirez.
Jose
Ramirez,
Maurice
unified.
Hooker.
Yeah.
Unifying.
Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's big. Leodolfo.
Who did you just say right now before Ramirez?
And then Josecito right now.
Ramirez?
Who did you say?
Porter. Or,
No, before Ramirez. Who did we just... The first person for Robert.
Josecito.
Josecito.
Oh, okay.
Josecito versus John Molina.
Josecito.
Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. We have...
Now,
who else do we have?
this is the thing, man. Like,
No, Virgil Ortiz, too.
Virgil Ortiz.
That's
Yeah,
what it
Virgil
was.
Ortiz.
but it also helps to have those type of fighters in your camp, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes that award for trainer of the year doesn't go to the guy who gets those big wins. It goes to maybe a guy who transformed a fighter. Let's say Andrew Ruiz.
Yeah, but
right?
then again, he transformed
Josito. But let's say Andrew Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua again.
Ooh.
They
That's
might
Manny.
put him in front.
Yeah, then that's
But-
Manny.
yeah,
Then Manny
in
wins
front.
that.
But as far as trainers, yeah, Robert Garcia, he's probably the best trainer right now.
Right now,
Yeah. As a
and
elite level wise,
you want to know who is
trainer of the year is something different, right?
you
But
want to
I
know
think-
who the dark horse is right now on that? Derek James.
Derek James.
Oh, yeah.
Derek James is the
man.
dark horse right now.
We picked
Yes.
up
Earl
years ago.
Spence,
Oh,
two
my
victories,
God,
two
yes.
victories with Earl.
I don't even know if he's a dark
Charlos
horse.
and
He should
everything.
be one
Yeah,
of the
Derek James should
one
be
of the top
mentioned
ones,
as one of
really.
the top trainers.
He
right
was
now.
our trainer of the year
Okay.
2 years ago.
We had him.
Yeah.
But I think he doesn't have that many fighters, bro. That's the problem.
But that's the thing though.
He has Jamel, right?
That's the thing though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're right. He doesn't have that many fighters, but he has that many wins in the
Oh, no.
upper echelon.
I mean, just on wins, he gets it, bro.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
I'm saying
with
he has
Mikey
them on the
and
upper
Sean.
echelon. Yeah,
That's
Mikey and
that's
Sean
a hard resume.
with
Now,
one guy.
If Andy Ruiz beats Joshua, what does that do to Manny? Does that?
That
Man,
ups his level.
if Andrew
over,
Ruiz
bro.
beats Joshua the second
I'm
time,
gonna give you
it could
the
be
college
Manny.
playoff.
That's a big upset.
yeah.
I'm gonna give you
That's a
the
big
college
upset.
playoff way they do it. Out of sight, out of mind. The fact that Derek James, we're not more than likely not going to see him until the Charlo fight, December 7th, and which is the night of Andy Ruiz, Joshua. But again, the fight everybody's going to want to see that day is that. So if Ruiz pulls it off again, out of sight, out of mind. That's it. It's going to be Manny. It's going to be Manny.
Because Andy Ruiz was the underdog in the first fight. He's the underdog in the
Exactly.
second.
He didn't. He
You're
pulled
not
off.
the
He
favorite,
pulled off
you know?
the upset in the first one, and at
good
the same
point.
time, coming in as the champion, still the underdog.
Still
he's
underdog.
pulling it off.
My question is, are we going to a bathhouse in Saudi Arabia?
Hey, there's.
I'm not. I want to be.
I want to come. I want to come up with my head intact.
I honestly want to be buzzed out my mind here in Los Angeles for that day because that
Yeah,
day has a lot of
exactly.
boxing.
Nah, I'd rather spend it here, nice cold weather at that time.
I can't say
Getting
anything because I
buzzed.
might be over there, and I'm not trying to have them bring up receipts.
No.
Fit in right there, bro.
Ruben, to answer what you're saying right now and that comment, Freddie has a lot of young fighters right now, and he's doing great. I love what he's doing with the young fighters. He just added Luis Neri to his stable, so I'm incredibly happy with what he's doing. But he needs those.
What?
Yeah, he had a
I
Neri.
thought Eddie got...
No.
What happened?
Freddie's working with Neri.
Oh
Are you
shit!
serious?
I'm about as positive as
Breaking news.
I'm about as positive as Magic Johnson in the '90s,
This
homie.
is the funny thing.
Who is your source, my boy?
The fact that I saw Freddie Roach's Twitter and Instagram, and the fact that he's literally training Luis Neri right there and there.
Let me
Yeah,
know
I'm serious.
You know what? Who's Luis Neri's favorite boxer? Manny Pacquiao.
So again, I'll give it to you, Ruben. You're right, but he needs those signature wins with those high profile fighters, and right now he does not have the high profile fighters to get them those signature wins. But you're right, Freddie Roach has a good.
Oh yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah,
he has a good stable right now.
Pacquiao beat
Broner
this year,
earlier
as well,
but
right?
it wasn't with Freddie.
Yeah,
He was.
was it Freddie?
Corner.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
he was in the corner.
but he was at the
He got
second.
it,
I thought
he's still
you know
good.
what I'm
But he
saying.
still listens to. Okay.
Boo Boy's in the running for.
Nah, Boo Boy's not.
No?
Boo Boy's not.
Boo Boy's got one fighter. In that
Does he get credit for Thurman?
All right, let's move on to the next fight.
Who gets credit for Thurman then?
They split it, bro.
Let's move on.
All right. I'm gonna go with Mario Barrios versus Bathir Akhmov.
Oof.
Man, that's
What
I'm saying.
happened there, man?
Bro, those names, that record of his fooled everybody.
Is that Muhammad Abdullah's brother or something? Remember Muhammad Abdullah, like 140 pound Muhammad
I don't know when it
Abdullah?
comes to these last names, bro.
What do you think about the cards, though? You think the right guy?
Look, at the end of the day,
Who's
look.
the matchmaker, bro?
Look.
That was a hard
No.
fucking fight, dude.
Yeah.
No, Barrios
Barrios
needed. Again,
He
what did
grew
I
in
say
that
earlier?
fight.
What did I say about earlier when it came to
Yeah,
Ceballos?
he learned.
I want young fighters to be in these type of fights because they need these type of fights to show their pedigree. They need to show they can actually go through adversity. And Mario Barrios may have gotten a gift in this fight. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing with a lot of people that may say.
No, I think he won.
No, because honestly, from round 8 to round 10, he was somewhat in survival mode because he did back up a lot.
Survival mode,
Yeah.
but he was okay.
Okay.
But you're talking about 8 to 12, right?
Yeah. But
That means he won 8 rounds.
No. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. What it means that
You,
is that
you didn't have him up.
what it means is that he had a hard fought fight.
No.
That's
I
what it
agree
did.
with you. I agree
But he
with you
showed-
100%. But what I'm saying is, if you win 8 rounds, I mean the last 4 rounds.
Okay. All
Let's
three
go
of you,
by round
all
by
three of
round.
you here. You were in the building with me. Did you have Barrios 8-0 going into the 8? No, exactly.
that's not
What did you have?
Exactly.
I don't remember going to 8 rounds. I remember
I had it
feeling
about
just kind of
5-3.
watching,
I had it
feeling that he
5-3.
was winning.
Yeah, 5-3.
I had a 5-3 going into that. Going into that ninth round.
My scorecard was a draw.
At the 8th round.
No, after the whole fight, it was a draw. He needed a knockdown.
He needed that knockdown.
Yeah. And I'm gonna score
What did
10-8.
you? Okay, wait up. What did you have?
I had at the end of the day, I had a Barrios by 1 round and the extra point with the knockdown.
I wasn't scoring it. I just kind of.
Yeah, sometimes we don't wanna score.
And the only reason why I had it that way is again, like, look, I honestly have to look at these fights the way it is because I'm being told, hey, look at these fights, and if you're on Twitter, tweet this and just continue to run it because you need to continue to update the fans. So I have to look at this. So I looked at it and I had it 5-3 going into the 8th with Mario.
Did he?
He had a tougher fight than most people thought.
But the punch right here in his eye, was it broken?
Orbital bone?
Yeah.
Or honestly,
That's what it looked like.
honestly,
It
from
looked like that.
honestly, from down here, if it's here, this is the cheekbone. This ain't the orbital. Orbital's right here.
Okay, so you're thinking it was
So
a
it's
cheekbone.
cheek. If it's cheek, then we'll see what's going on. But it may be fractured. Maybe I don't know. But we'll have to find out when the reports come out about it. But so
Nobody
far,
talked about that?
no.
I haven't
Right now
heard
it's so
anything.
swelled up because to be honest, Mario did not show up to the post fight.
No.
Mario did not show up to the post fight.
He was.
me
And
tell
you know
you.
what? I
Did he win the
gotta say
hospital?
something.
He did.
Yeah, I'm sure
He
he
did.
had to
He did.
have. What was super whack, and anyone who did that was fucked up. But he got booed when he won.
What?
When they announced the scorecards, he got booed.
Him
Like,
getting
dude,
he won. He got booed, bro. His face, his face is like double the other side of his face.
Right. No.
He had like 1.5 face, and they're
That means
booing.
he went
And
to
won his
war
first
with you guys.
championship.
Dude.
And you're gonna boo this man? That's terrible, man.
No,
You know,
that shows that he went to war for you
And he
people.
grew.
That means that
Yeah.
he literally, for the audience that was there, that means he went in there not only to win this championship, but he went there to showcase for you guys, for the fans. What
messed
you
up.
gotta understand is, as fans, is this: these people are putting their lives
Exactly.
on the line when they are in this ring.
Yeah, man.
So for him
This
to
is-
come out with half of his face looking like two of his,
People just remember the last, the last thing they saw was probably him losing those rounds.
Right,
But
'cause he was
the
losing.
2 knockdowns. But I mean, he friend said, he grew a lot from this fight.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that
he did,
that
definitely.
experience is like, it's gonna, because he's a boxer, right? I
He
mean,
should probably move up too. It's a big boy.
No,
I mean,
he
he's
moved up.
skinny,
He moved up in weight originally
he stayed
because he
in
couldn't make that
40
weight,
stayed.
and he was getting in trouble earlier.
didn't stay
This
that
fight
way
was
right
just he was in there with a tough, rugged guy, and he just came to fight.
I feel his body's just like. I mean, he's
Developing.
I just like I'm not. Just
He's at the
because you
Magia
can make
stage?
the weight, I don't feel that you should make the weight.
He's at the
You know what
Magia
I'm
stage,
saying?
you
Like
think?
I feel he's like. yeah, he'd be more comfortable, probably sit better on his punches better at like 147, and not kind of sacrifice some of these other things, like trying to make weight. But good victory for him though, man. I mean, it's his first championship, right?
Yeah, first championship. But I want to talk about if people are booing, man, and here we go, man. What is it? No, bro. It doesn't matter.
I don't care.
If he almost don't count, bro. Almost don't count. He needs to go down.
Exactly. That's his point of view. We respect it.
It's his point of view. But I'm gonna tell you guys this, and I agree with Fern when it comes to this. And it's maybe because we have a different perception, bro. Because I'm here at the gym, I see the guys. You know what I mean?
You see them as people,
and I see them as people, man. I don't see them as just fucking gladiators going out there and fucking putting a show for you guys.
Yeah.
But we gotta respect them, man. I respect anybody. I don't call anybody a taxi driver. I don't call anybody an Uber driver. I don't call anybody any of that, because anybody that has the cojones or the balls to go into the ring and get in there, you know what I mean? It's gonna. They need to get that respect, bro, from you guys.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't respect them, man, that's your opinion. But I'm gonna tell you guys this, man. Respect it, man. I am gonna tell you guys something, man. I do sparring sometimes with the guys, and that yeah, I do sparring, bro.
Dude, I need to come in here more than shit. I actually get more
at
work.
me, bro.
I get more work than shit.
Get some work, bro. I do work, bro. I do work. But what I'm telling you guys,
he was getting the 80 to 9-year-old girls.
Nah, no mama's way, no mama. No, but what I'm trying to tell you guys is this: is always respect the opponents, man.
Absolutely.
Always respect the fighters. And I mean, no need to boo, man. I mean, if you guys disagree, just keep it to yourself. And that's about it, man. I'm not.
Well, it's kind of hard to tell the fan. They go, they want to be entertained. If they want to boo, fine. But what I'm saying is, maybe they don't understand the sport.
To go off what you said, the last time I ever called somebody a Uber driver or a taxi driver was the Delorme fight on the undercard for Mayweather Pacquiao, and that's because he actually fought someone that was driving for Uber.
Right.
That's it. That's the last time I called anybody a Uber or taxi.
Okay, let me ask him this: will they call what's his name? The guy that beat Lomachenko. Salido. Will they call him a taxi driver? Because he does drive a taxi.
They won't.
Or an Uber.
They won't call him
It
that.
says Ruckus versus Andy. It says Ruckus
but getting
Andy
to Rodrigo's point.
And that is a heavyweight bout, though. That is a heavyweight bout.
I'm not gonna make any comments.
Being in the gyms, we start growing a relationship with these fighters, right?
Sure.
So we get to know them.
Media, exactly. That's how it works.
So we see it different. We see them preparing. We see them. So
we see the sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not,
And you'll see again, us in media, we get these relationships with people, and you'll see when we talk to the main event how the relationships with a certain fighter got me what I was able to get. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna find out, right?
Yeah, we're gonna find out soon. No, we're getting there.
We're getting
and even Benavidez' people, I got certain access to that.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh no, I have made.
We'll talk about it right now. We'll talk about it right now.
Right.
He's been on that.
He's been in the hat chair, bro. All right, so here we go, man. Let's get to it. But you know what? I want to see Barrios more.
Oh, Barrios is
Absolutely.
honestly one of the best young up-and-coming fighters right now. I can't even call him a prospect because he won a title, but he's a champion right now. He is honestly one of the best ones that you could look up to right now.
What do you think about his trainer?
Well, it's Virgil Hunter, man.
Virgil Hunter.
It's Virgil Hunter. And
is a good match for him?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. What he needs to do.
You wouldn't want to see him.
No. Here's the problem with some fighters and their location compared to their trainers.
Right.
Virgil has this issue, and he just tweeted it out, I think earlier today or yesterday. I'm gonna get out of Texas right now, and I'm going to go back to Riverside to train with Robert because I need to start training again. Mario is a San Antonio kid. He needs to get out of Texas and stay in the Bay Area and train with Virgil. He needs to continuously keep the training up. Mm-hmm. And this is going to go with Earl as well. Earl, and before we get to the main event, tweeted out earlier today, no nutritionist, no strength conditioning coach. I honestly need to stop blowing up in between fights, and I need to stay in camp.
Yep.
Thank you.
And his camp is in Texas, so stay there. But if you're a fighter from out of town and your trainer is in a different area, stay in the area of your trainer, or stay close to your trainer, or continue to have communications with your trainer so you can continuously keep the weight off and stop blowing up and ballooning in weight. And that's the problem.
That's what the elite fighters do.
Me,
Mayweather's, Canelo's, they don't balloon up.
Like a nice 175 fighter, guys. Look at fucking Steve.
Hey, you want to know why I can't believe? Okay, this is why I don't believe Ruckus. I'm 175. I'm 175.
Man, dude.
I'm
You're like
175.
200 pounds, bro.
No, I'm 175.
200.
He's 200, and
I'm
we're
200.
almost the same height. We're literally an inch off.
Yeah, but
I'm 175.
my weight's in the middle right now.
There we go, man. Let's move on, bro. Nobody wants to hear you guys gossip.
He's 168.
So what? Are we gonna get Ruckus versus Andy? Or?
Yeah, we already got the sparring.
Will.
I'm gonna sneak in here and get the sparring video.
For tacos.
Exactly, Ruben. Exactly, Ruben.
I'll do it for tacos, man. All right, David Benavidez versus Anthony Durrell, and I think this is the fight that
Stole
a
the
lot
night.
of people were
Stole the
looking
night.
forward to it.
Oh,
you know
man.
what I mean? I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was a good fight.
Let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about it.
Excellent.
Look, I think it might have been that this was Benavidez' toughest match,
Yes.
right? And I think he knew that, so he was kind of tentative at the beginning. Kind of didn't want to unleash. Kind of just stood too tall. Kind of seemed a little nervous to me. But it also seemed that Durrell's game plan was kind of working, keeping him at bay, throwing the jab, and so on. So I didn't like the way it ended because it was a cut. I wanted to see
But the cut
him
was
getting
from a
knocked
punch.
out.
So
It was from
you
a punch,
can't
yeah.
really-
But it's a cut that keeps opening in the last, I guess, 2 fights, right? So he is 22 years old. There's things that I would want to see that he can do better. But I think it's a great win, 22 years old, and beat a tough guy for the belt. So.
Man, it's just
Hold up, man. I'm gonna give a free hat out right now, man. Sorry, Steven.
The bus just hit me.
Jose Reyes, you got me against Andy. I'm gonna do this for you, man. I'm gonna give you a free hat. Hit me up.
That's all it takes.
DM Boston Rundown. I'm gonna send you a hat, man, or a T-shirt.
Break it down, Steven.
Move now, man. Let's go do it.
The buzz hit me.
I
in the
didn't know
middle
that's
of
all
my
it took. I'm gonna text somebody to do a shout out.
You want a hat, Steven? I'll send you a hat, too, bro.
No, David looked great. The fight, started off.
Steven hasn't even taken a sip of that, dude.
Bro, yeah,
No, he really hasn't. Like,
it's kind of heat,
I'm done with mine. I need to go to the second one.
heat, though. Yeah, David, kind of stalked him at first. I thought Anthony's kind of moving, jabbing to the body game plan was doing pretty well. It might have also been just David was trying to figure out what he was trying to do, because David adapts to 4 different styles in sparring. Like the guys come in every 3-4 rounds, and a new dude comes in, and he goes the full 12-15 rounds with these guys. So I think that's kind of David's was a little more reactionary, more for that reason, to kind of see what Anthony was bringing. But once he kind of figured it out, he kind of started stalking him, really kind of putting the pressure on him. Obviously, when the cut opened up, it was kind of all downhill from there. Yeah, that cut was terrible. That was real bad.
Okay. Was that cut worse than the Fury cut?
That cut was worse than the Dutch overcut that caused the
Get
stoppage.
that shit short, bro. Yeah, sorry, brother.
Yo, that Dutch overcut did not need to get stopped. But that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're good with that. We agree. It shouldn't have been stopped.
It shouldn't have. Okay, here. Let me give you my breakdown of this fight, and it goes to something that I saw about a month ago, before this fight happened. I saw Sean Porter and David Benavidez' sparring session. I was actually there when it happened, and Sean Porter did the move around exactly how Anthony Durrell was going to fight. He moved around and attacked here and there because we know Sean's style of being a pressure fighter. So he was going to go back what he was, but he used his footwork throughout this, and David was able to do a lot in there. This is exactly what David and the crew and the team expected. They expected Durrell to honestly be fighting more off his back foot and going to David at certain points, which was exactly the game plan for about the first 4 rounds for Anthony. We could see at certain points he was able to hit David, and David took those punches. And honestly, I said this, he smiled like he was a freaking killer. Okay. He smiled like, oh, I'm glad you're hitting me.
He has this wicked smile.
I need you to hit me.
Like
I need you.
smile.
Wicked, man.
It's like one of the.
I think it's more like psychotic, dude.
No, it's more like a Triple G type. Like, hit me. Please hit me,
and
so I can continue to bring the pressure.
Joker.
But he,
David's smile is like.
What I'm trying to say when it comes to Triple G is just like, Triple G allows some of his opponents to hit him to get him into the fight. So that's kind of what Benavidez was doing.
David's smile scares me more than Triple G's, I guess.
Durrell was working his back foot, and he was actually doing really good for the first probably about 5 rounds. Once David caught the timing of it and everything, that's what led into the cut. That's what led into the punch. That's what led into everything that was going on.
You think he was being a little careful?
No. It wasn't that he was being careful. It's just
He was trying to get
I honestly think Jose Benavidez and David Benavidez and the team scouted Darrell perfectly.
Yes.
And knew what the plan was. You know how there are certain fighters that go, we're going to take them into the deep waters and we're going to make them drown? This is exactly what the plan was with David Benavidez, with Darrell, because we've seen Darrell at certain times honestly fade in later rounds. So that is what they were going for, and that is what they went for, and that is exactly how it worked. They didn't need to take them to the later rounds because they got that cut, and that cut did spurt, and that cut did bleed and everything. And it looked bad. There was 2 straight rounds, literally 15 seconds into the round, they brought the ref in to like, yo, are we going to let this continue? And Darrell honestly had to talk the doctor, the ref and the doctor, let it go. Yeah. And I give Darrell credit for that because exactly what you wanted to see from Mario Barrios, you got from Darrell. He showed that heart. He showed that merit. He showed that championship gut. He showed it all. So Darrell Benavidez was the perfect co-main event for this bout. They both delivered exactly on the promise that they both said. Benavidez delivered saying that he was going to end Darrell. He did. Darrell promised that he was going to give the fight of his life, and he did. And it worked perfectly. The way it ended, you couldn't script it any better. It was done right.
But watching David Benavidez fight, for his age, one thing that impressed me, he's tricky. And I don't want to say dirty, but
a little dirty.
So is that all?
No, I mean we'll get to that. But there's some moves that I was watching the fight in slow motion.
Tony Sandoval, hit up the DM or the messages. I'm giving you a hat too, bro.
A little dirty.
Hold on. I got Ruckus too, dog. I need a hat too.
All right, I got him.
This is a fight, not a taco eating contest.
Yeah, I know, guys. I know, but it's all good. Okay, so let me ask you guys this: the next fight for David Benavidez should be.
It should be Caleb Plant. Should be.
Oh,
next? I don't know.
Should be. Next took my word.
Should be. No. But
is it gonna happen?
Let me tell you something. I got something in the holster right now. I literally have something in the holster waiting, and I'll give you a preview.
Trying to kill me.
I have Jose Benavidez talking about this at the hotel, and he straight up said, "Look, Caleb Plant hasn't beaten anybody to get that title." And honestly,
Katagi was a good fight.
And honestly, he thinks that Plant is doing all the talking that he's doing to avoid Benavidez. Yes, that he's actually scared. I have that in the holster, and I will unleash it probably within the next day or two.
Now, do you think he's ready for a Caleb Plant?
Yes.
I mean, we saw that. I wait a minute. Hold on.
What you mean, bro?
Hold on.
What you mean?
Darrell showed
tell me.
the first 2 rounds. Darrell probably won the first 2 rounds of that fight. He shows that if you box him,
it's a 12-round fight.
I understand that.
It's a 12-round fight.
Thank you.
I understand that, but we didn't get to see that. Hold on, that's what I'm saying. We saw a guy that got cut, like he's been cut in the last 2 fights, and they had to stop the fight. That he couldn't see from out of that eye.
Yeah, but Benavidez at that point in time was winning the fight.
Okay, what I'm saying is, and we saw also David Benavidez against Guerrero in the first fight. What I'm saying is, Plant will give him problems.
Okay, here we go.
But I still favor Benavidez because I felt that Plant kind of faded in the Uzcateque fight, and I think eventually the size and everything will get to him. But it's not going to be an easy fight.
Let me ask you this:
by no means.
What did you have Benavidez versus Darrell at the time of the stoppage?
I had Benavidez up.
I had it a draw.
You had a draw?
Yeah.
What?
I had Benavidez up by 2 rounds.
Did you have
I had a draw.
I don't remember, to be honest. I wasn't.
But who did you think was winning?
I thought Darrell was putting it on at that point. No, I'm sorry. I thought Benavidez was putting it on.
I had it a draw, but I saw where the fight was going to go. I saw the momentum. I gave a draw the first 2 rounds, and then David Benavidez's last 2. So I saw, okay, this is the beginning of the end.
Let me say one thing before we get into what you're going to say, Ruckus. Let me give a shout out to Darrell though, because no. After that cut and that second round when the doc came in, right after the doc came in, he went on a 30-second blitz in that ring corner on Benavidez. And the only reason why that blitz didn't continue was because the refs stopped the action. I give Darrell credit for continuously saying, you know what, I know this is going to get stopped because of this cut, but let me go in there and try to do something to this kid and hurt him and see if I can finish him. I give Darrell credit. Heart of a champion right there for that dude, because he went in there for 30 seconds and tried to go at Benavidez. Benavidez was covering up. Benavidez could not counter because Darrell was throwing way too many punches, and the only reason why it stopped was because the ref stopped the action.
I got something from Anthony Saldana. Says Billy Joe Saunders and Plant are problems for Benavidez. Is that true, guys?
They're gonna give
They're gonna give us some
they're
issues.
gonna
They're
give
high
us
level
issues.
fighters. Like they're high level fighters. Billy Joe is kind of small, so I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. He's small. He's a middleweight, and I honestly didn't see his debut at 168, so I don't know what he looked like. But from what I've seen of Billy Joe, I mean, I don't know. It's a good fight. I'm not saying he watches him or anything. Like either one, is a big favorite. But I mean, I think David is. I don't know. Caleb Plant is there.
PG-13.
Callum
right?
Smith.
I'm gonna give you guys a raw one. David Benavidez KOs fucking Saunders. Oh man, my bad, bro.
Dude,
Billy Joe Saunders.
It's not
bro.
an easy fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be the longest boxing rundown show we've seen. Trust
Billy
me.
Joe Saunders gets killed by David Benavidez, bro. I'm gonna put it right there, man.
Look. At the end of the day, Benavidez and Caleb Plant need to both fight separate bouts against other people before they get in there with one another. Yes, they do.
Without a doubt, look,
They do.
Benavidez is 22 years old. He has the more upside of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, to me, I would fight Benavidez with somebody else before Caleb Plant. I do favor Benavidez in the Caleb Plant fight, but I don't know about like Caleb Smith and all those guys. I mean,
Again,
if he cannot, if Benavidez can't hurt you, right, and he's in front of a boxer, he's gonna have problems. He's gonna have issues. So he needs to just.
I think David could hurt people. I just think Darrell's tough as fuck. Like I think Darrell's only been knocked down once, right? Ever?
So
Yeah.
never been
And
stopped,
his career is longer than David's been alive. Like that's what he was talking about. Like so, the fact that he hasn't been knocked out for
He did say that
that long
right
of a
now.
career, you know what I mean? It says something.
So what happens? David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. What do you got?
talk
I
about that
feel
when that comes?
that fight still.
Still
as much as I would
still
love
got
to
a
see
fight.
that next,
To quote Bob Arum, marinate.
Look, it does. It needs some marinade for sure.
Certainly marinate?
I say one
I
fight
do favor
separate.
Benavidez because against Uzcategui is slow, and he was at the last kind of rounds he was starting to put it on him, and Caleb Plant was fading. So imagine a bigger, faster, younger guy. But I think that Caleb will.
The best
Make
part
him
of that
look
fight is going to be
foolish
the
at
press
times.
conferences
And the shit
my
talk.
God,
And the
bro.
media
I cannot
events.
wait for
The
these
media
interviews,
events are gonna be, whoo.
for these press conferences, and then these guys. I feel like,
They hate each other.
yeah, no, they definitely don't like each other. But I also feel that they also watch everything
That the other says.
Yeah, and Caleb for sure I know watches everything. Like so he's real. Like so I want to see how he reacts to other people. In the media who maybe have picked David and be like, hey, well, like, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be fun.
No, okay. I'm going to hit on that, but I'm going to do a couple shout outs, okay? Shout out to Tony Sandoval says, we're forgetting about Caleb Smith, bro.
I mentioned them right now.
Yeah.
We're not forgetting about Caleb. Caleb has a fight that's coming up in the UK. That's why he's not being mentioned. Same with Billy Joe Saunders. We may have mentioned him, but he's fighting November 9th here in Los Angeles. So that's why we're not. And plus, we're talking about fighters that are not in the PBC. And we know the PBC likes to keep it in-house at certain
In-house.
points.
Yeah.
When they can, for
chill.
sure, yeah. So that's fine.
All right. Big shout out to Tony Sandoval. Get 2 hats ready, bro. We're shipping out hats. South Central hats, all right. But, okay, so I got to give a shout out, too, though, because I promised him I was going to give him a shout out. Jose Benavidez Sr., big shout out.
big
I know
shout out.
they're
Congratulations.
flying
He
out
got the
right
belt.
now.
He got the
they
trainer belt.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
dope. That was
and I
super
got to
dope.
give a shout out to David Benavidez, man. Big shout out.
Let me piggyback off of that. Yo, Jose Benavidez, thank you for giving me your time at the hotel and everything.
Whenever you
It
need
was
time,
great.
let me know, bro.
It was great. No. I don't like bothering fighters throughout fight week because I know, or even trainers because I know they have to deal with their fighters and everything like that. But the fact that he was actually able to give me time and speak to him and talk to him about not only the situation that happened with Darrell and Douglin and everything at the elevator, but also the Caleb
you
Plant
say that?
situation and all that and everything. He gave me the time to actually speak with that, and I'm happy. Yo, so. Shout out, sir.
FCC, bro.
The best is when Jose gets in there and he's like, no, you're not messing on my check, bro.
No.
You're not messing up
Go
this
to
shit.
BehindTheGloves.com, go to the
That's
YouTube
good
channel,
stuff.
and actually see the interview. He literally stops himself at a point because I asked him about that Douglin Darrell situation, and he's like, "You are not about to mess." And then he stops and he's like, "You are not about to cancel my fight."
Okay.
That's my money up,
So he
bro.
stopped
Come on,
He
man.
stopped
Don't,
it.
don't mess enough money, bro. All right.
I wasn't even saying that. Hey, come on.
Oh, you know what? I forgot to give a shout out to Rayo from the Benavidez camp.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
shout out to you, man. Come on, man. Let's do this.
Thank you guys for having me also at the sparring session. Much love.
What's going on? Okay. Sale, Grandpa. Something about Grandpa. Hey, Tony. Got nothing. Wait. Just get the hats ready. All right.
Let's get to the main course.
Man.
Yeah.
Let's get to the meat right here, man. I want to get to Errol Spence, Sean Porter. What happened, man? What happened?
It ain't even what happened. It's what we saw.
What did you see?
We
bro?
got exactly. We got
Good fight.
exactly what we need to see when two top 5 fighters in their division fight.
That's not what Crawford's saying.
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to that because I will answer what you just said like that. When was the last time Crawford fought a top 5 welterweight?
Crawford. Oh, ooh.
And again.
Who said that, Crawford?
That's respect.
Who said that?
That's respect to you, your crew, Bomac, Red, and all of them. But I will get to you in a second. But let's get to the fight.
I think Fro's over there.
This is what happens when you have
go ahead.
2 of the top 5 welterweights fighting one another. And again, what did everybody say from the beginning?
Bulletproof vest.
Sean Porter is a tough out for any fighter in the welterweight division.
Yeah.
So, for anybody to say or to use the words exposed on
Bullshit.
on Earl Spence
Exactly.
or he was a bum from the beginning. No. You knew from day one Sean Porter was coming to fight. Sean Porter was coming to rumble. Sean Porter was coming to prove that he belongs in the conversation.
champ, dude.
Exactly. He was a 2-time champ for a reason.
I think the
He
most.
proved it. He showed it. And for all of you that are saying that Earl Spence should have demolished him, and you
Stupid.
guys are holding Spence against that, I'm gonna apologize for saying the word I'm gonna use right now, but y'all are a bunch of idiots.
I think the most surprised guy was.
He's good with that, bro.
That's me.
Not my cousin, bro.
Nah, he's alright.
Yeah,
I
good.
think.
Go, X.
All right,
I-
hold on. I have. Let me just do something. Porter deserves a rematch and fight
does.
of the year. Do you guys think it's fight of the year already?
It's one of the fight of the years. It's a candidate because we still have Williams Hurd.
Okay.
That's a fight of the year. We have Jose Ramirez versus Maurice Hooker. We have Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. Again, this is the first fight of the year that the PBC has actually had.
Let's go.
I think the guy that was surprised the most was Errol Spence himself. But look, man, I think that this was Errol Spence's toughest opponent. The Mikey Garcia, he's a 135 pounder. I'm not going to give you full credit for that. Cal Brook was coming down from a beating he took from Golovkin. So I think this is a true test. And we found out that Saturday night that Errol Spence is not that much, as far as level-wise, he's kind of in the mix with everybody else. He hasn't separated himself from the pack.
But no one has.
Okay, but no one has. And you're going back to Crawford. I think Crawford is the
We'll talk
one.
about that after this. We'll talk about that.
I think Crawford is the one that's going to separate himself from that pack.
He needs to prove it versus the top 5
No,
opponent.
he does, but I think he's the one.
Steven, come on, man. Jump in here.
Earl Sean was an amazing fight. I think Earl said something about
Earl was hating at the end, bro. He was good,
Yeah.
but then he hated.
No, he didn't
I
hate.
have a problem with that.
He
you know?
did
at
not
the
hate
press
on Porter.
conference?
He didn't hate on Porter. He hated on
That's
Crawford.
never a good sport event.
He did not hate on Porter. He hated on Crawford.
Crawford.
No,
And I'll get to that.
He
And I'll get to
hated-
that.
No. He did hate on Porter.
No.
Because he was saying, like, people are here to see me, not you.
Yeah, no.
It takes two to tango.
But that's something.
my
But
boy.
that's something he said since the Garcia fight. It's
Right.
just same rhetoric, dog.
Sean
No.
Porter.
And I don't want, because Sean's one of those, no, Spence is one of those guys that if I say this, he's going to hate on me when I go to a media thing, because he's going to be like, you hated on me. Spence, I'm being real with you, bro.
They're gonna throw you out like Kelly.
If you're going to kick me out of the press, I don't mind, bro. But I'm going to tell you the truth, bro. When you're bringing up who brought that, who brought this, all of you brought them. You know what I mean? It takes 2 to tango. Am I right?
Sean
Rob?
Porter.
Am I right? It takes 2 to tango,
Exactly.
bro. It wasn't just you, Spence. It was.
I think
Porter.
at that point it was in the middle of the bickering back and forth.
I know,
and that's why he
but
said
you know what
it.
I'm
like,
saying, though.
But at that point, it's
It was
like,
fun.
to be honest, the
no,
post fight shouldn't have had both of them. I thought they both should have had their time.
Their own time.
Like
Yes,
Sean
agreed,
had
yeah.
Sean had a lot of people there. that were kind of instigating stuff to where I'm sure as a champ, just having unified the belts as Earl Spence, I'm not trying to hear that. Like, I won. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I won. Like, I'm trying to, like, talk about my victory.
Who brought Bobby Brown in, though?
That really matters.
You and I need to do this right because it's actually right. Let's give a shout out to the person who actually brought that ruckus into the situation. No, the person who brought that ruckus into the situation was actually Chicana Boxing, because she's the one who actually asked Earl, like, yo, you know, Crawford stands are going to actually want to pressure you to get into this fight because you actually showed that you are actually somewhat vulnerable. But it's not that he showed that he's vulnerable. It's that he fought a top 5 opposition, and that top 5 opposition in Sean Porter actually showed that, yo, once you get into this level of the welterweight division, you are not going to be able to dominate everybody like you did. And again, we'll talk about the Spence thing because you and I had a heated little conversation earlier about it, and we'll talk about it. But let's go back with the breakdown.
And saying that Errol Spence was exposed, it's basically slapping Sean Porter in the face.
No,
saying you ain't,
it's slapping both of them in the face.
But really, Sean Porter, they're saying, how can this guy, take you to 12 rounds?
Who's had an easy fight with Sean Porter?
No one.
Exactly.
No one.
And that's what you and I were talking about. And what did I say earlier? We'll get to that.
Yeah. So Sean Porter just beat Daniel Garcia.
We're gonna get one.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But what I'm saying is this, and I'm gonna ask you guys, all three of you guys, the same question: does Sean Porter deserve a rematch?
He deserves a rematch, but let's be honest with one another. He's not gonna get it right away. Honestly, I spoke and once again, shameless plug. Go to the Behind the Gloves YouTube channel. I spoke with Ken Porter probably about 2 a.m. No, because I was in the hotel with him.
My bad.
I was in the hotel. I was at the Fighter Hotel. I was at the Fighter Hotel, and Ken Porter and I have Ken Porter and I, Sean Porter, the Porters and I have a great relationship. If you go to the Behind the Gloves channel, you will see that we have a lot of Sean Porter stuff because of the relationship. We spoke incredibly candid for about eight and a half minutes, and he said, you know what, we do deserve the rematch right away, and both fighters do not deserve a separate fight before we get into the rematch. Business wise, and this is a quote from him, business wise, I understand why they won't take it, and it's understood, and I understand it. I get it myself. But yes, this fight does warrant a rematch because both fighters showed their A+ level. Maybe a lot of people don't see it from Spence, but if you honestly play it back without a bias, without a situation, without a thought that Earl needs to dominate Sean Porter, and you just look at boxing skills from here and there, you will see the adjustments that Earl made throughout the fight. Yeah. And he made multiple adjustments. Right. That shows boxing skills. That shows the skills that pay the bills. That shows exactly what you need to from a fighter. Sean Porter, even though you may see him coming forward and at certain points and going through it, he himself made adjustments. Yes. Again, both of them brought their A game.
They were both
to this fight. Mm-hmm. They both brought it. This was one of the fights that I swear to you, if you did not catch it on pay-per-view, when it comes on a replay, you need to watch it. Because no,
they don't come on replay.
Yeah, they do. They actually do on FS1. On FS1, they actually have
right now
on Saturdays. FS1.
You guys better jump on Saturday.
But again, this fight,
plugging the computer, it's dying.
This fight by the media was not held as an instant classic and a fight of the year candidate for no reason. This was a fight where both fighters brought their A game, showed it, and completely went above and beyond it.
Whose stock went up more though? I'm gonna say Sean Porter.
I think both of them, really.
Both of them.
Because
but who went more? If you had to pick one,
up more Porter,
absolutely.
Because he gained more fans in this loss than Earl did it with the win. Because there are so many people coming saying,
"Hey,
Spence,
Albert Baker under the hand reps."
So he gave you a shirt, but he didn't give me a shirt. And he used to host out here.
I have an instant boxing shirt.
Talk about you, man.
Albert, I wear a large.
Yeah, Albert. You know what I got, bro.
That sounds.
You don't get a hat.
Robert doesn't get a hat.
Go, man.
That's the whack.
Anthony Saldana says.
But continue breaking it down, guys. Sorry.
Well, okay,
That's a lot.
Anthony Saldana says, what adjustments does Errol Spence have to do, or Porter have to do to
No,
win the
I
next
don't
fight?
think. It was a great fight against two top welterweights. It's just you're not going to win every round. Like
Exactly.
it's just not.
It's not right.
It's not what's going to happen. Like we're at a beautiful time in boxing where these welterweights are like so highly contested because they're all very good. I mean, the cream of the crop right now is Manny Pacquiao, Thurman, and Earl. Those are the kind of the three top welterweights
And
right
Terrence. Don't forget Terrence.
now. Oh, I thought I said Terrence. I'm sorry,
No,
Manny
you said
Pacquiao.
Manny
You said
Pacquiao.
Thurman.
You said Manny
No, no,
Pacquiao.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thurman, and
I
Earl.
said Terrence. No, I'm sorry. I meant
didn't say
Terrence. I
Earl.
meant
You didn't
Terrence.
say Terrence.
You
Thurman.
said Padre Maldonado.
Pacquiao, Terrence. Yeah, no, for real, man. This
Le
run is
pegó
fucking
el
up.
puertorriqueño.
Terrence and Spence, I feel, are the top three welterweights right now. That's unfortunately Terrence is just kind of getting locked out right now. But
It sucks.
it sucks, man. He has ESPN too. Like he has the biggest sports channel in the world.
Yeah,
well,
but-
well,
But he's stuck. He's stuck
stuck.
If
outside.
Spence wants to be the undisputed, Crawford has that belt, bro.
He has
Come get
two.
it. Two of them.
Two.
Which one?
And the BBC has three.
Spence could avoid.
Well, I mean, counting the
Crawford
four majors.
for a
Exactly.
while.
Well, that's right. The four main
Because
ones.
he can
the four main
fight
ones.
Danny, and then he can fight Thurman after that.
And that's what I'm saying.
Hold on.
I'm saying it's Spence versus Danny.
Let me give it to him. Earl has two. He has the WBC.
Oh, they both had two?
No. He has Earl has the WBC
See?
and
And the IBF.
IBF.
Freaking Manny has
Crawford.
the WBA.
Yeah.
And Crawford has the WBO. So Earl has two.
Has to fight
The WBC
Manny.
has three. Terrence has one.
Who has to get the IBO?
No, but I'm saying, if somebody wants to, if they want to be
What the fuck?
well, I'm saying if they want to be undisputed, they still have to go after Crawford.
Yes. No. Not
Yes,
even then.
'cause he
Not
has-
even then.
No,
No.
if
No.
he beats-
Because
if
if you're
he
paying
beats
attention, if you're
Pacquiao-
paying attention to the PBC, they don't count the WBO on there.
They don't count the W. Oh, that's
That-
bullshit.
No, it is. It is.
But there's
That's
four
bull-
belts.
that's why they
It's
did
just
that.
4 belts. Like we all know what it is.
We know the
Like,
4 belts that are major.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all know.
Crawford
what it
has
is.
one of the major ones.
Yeah.
Two of the major.
Two of the major ones.
IBF
Andrew
and,
Ruiz is not
I mean,
considered the
WBC
undisputed heavyweight champion.
Oh,
He's
so
the
they-
unified heavyweight champion
Yeah.
because he has 3 belts. Wilder has one of them.
He has 4 actually.
Like the IBO.
The IBO. He don't count it, dude. For some reason, Steve don't count that.
Puerto Ricans don't count
Hey, the IBO.
My bad,
apparently
IBO.
doesn't
My
work.
bad.
My bad.
Neither do the Mexicans.
Yeah. There's not 5
I
belts.
agree.
There's 4.
There's 4 belts.
I want this IBO belt for but.
Did we all get our breakdown here?
Yeah, we all got to break it.
Yeah,
All
we
right,
wanna
so
make sure.
let's get to what me and you got into a
Yeah,
heated
all
argument about. All right, so the FCC, bro,
I
you
hate
didn't get
this.
him, bro.
I hate this.
All right,
Let's go.
So
AB said I got an IBO belt.
yeah. So, here we go.
Exactly.
All right,
Let's get
so
into
I
this.
said,
He told me straight up, and I'm
Okay, here we go.
He straight up told me.
isn't Crawford the best
No.
fighter?
He
at
told
the
me
welterweight?
Earl Spence now isn't the boogeyman.
Exactly.
At the welterweight. That's literally what he.
Yeah.
did.
Exactly. He's
And
not
I'm
the
gonna,
boogeyman.
and I'm gonna tell you this.
Who texted you that?
He did.
I did.
And I'm gonna tell you. And I'm gonna tell you like this.
You're
I'm
not
gonna tell you
gonna.
like this. I'm
I
gonna tell
don't
you like
text
this.
you, Steven.
Look, as a media member, as everything, you have to take everything objectively, and you got to take it as unbiasedly as you can. Here's where it is, and this is what I said
You don't
earlier.
get ahead.
And this is what I said. Earl Spence just fought a top 5 welterweight.
Yeah.
This is what you get when you fight the best fighting the
I get
best. Okay? Last time we were here, and I'm sorry I wasn't here last week because I should have been here for the freaking breakdown my damn self too. I would have told you this is a
He also
50-50
had
fight.
chorro.
This should have been a no, I had other issues. But this should have been a 50-50
He was in
fight.
love.
This should have been a 50-50 fight. But the last time Terrence Crawford fought on welterweight, I was here. And what did I say? It's not how it ends, it's when it ends because
Right.
Terrence is going to end it. You have not had a 50-50 bout in the welterweight division for Terrence Crawford, period, because he has not fought a top 5 welterweight, yet let alone a top 10 welterweight.
No, he has a fact. He has a.
What was Jose Benavidez when they fought?
He wasn't
I want to
Top
say it was
10.
top 10.
Yeah, he's
at 140.
10.
At 140.
No.
At 140. Benavidez came up from 140 to 147. How could he be top 10 at 147? Please.
Oh, that was
How
No,
about-
but he gets ranked.
How
bro.
about when he?
yeah.
How about when he beat
They
Jeff
get
Horn?
ranked, bro. That's a former champ.
He beat Jeff Horn. Jeff Horn
was a
beat
champ.
Jeff
Whether
Horn
we
beat
like him or
Pacquiao.
not.
Come on. Jeff Horn, we all
Yeah,
know
Horn.
freaking got
He
a
beat Pacquiao.
gift.
Beat Pacquiao. He did beat Pacquiao.
Okay. So
Bang Pacquiao.
Hey, Saddam Ali beat Miguel Cotto. Fuck you guys.
He did.
Jeff Horn got knocked out by who?
I mean, he really did.
All right. So okay, let me ask you this. So you
but wait a
don't even
minute.
agree that he beat one?
No, he has not beat.
Wait a
Okay.
minute. Saddam did beat Cotto, but Cotto retired after that.
Okay.
Manny Pacquiao went on a
Let me
winner.
go one by one. I'm gonna start with Steven
here we
first.
go.
Let me go start with Steven first. With the champions included, give me your top 10 welterweights.
With the champions included?
With the champions included, give me your
Top
top 10
10?
welterweights. And but I want him first.
Wait,
then
why
you, then
wouldn't
you.
I?
I'm not gonna.
Why wouldn't I?
I'm gonna give you top 5, bro.
Okay, give me top 5. Give me.
Yeah, I don't have 10. I don't
Okay,
tell
go.
welterweights.
Yeah, I can't go on.
Yeah, I don't.
Go 5 then. Go 5.
Top 5 welterweights. You know what's funny? Because I consider Terrence the best fighter in the world.
No. Terrence
But
is,
no.
is number one.
But I feel that.
You feel he's
I feel Terrence is the best fighter in the world. But I do kind of feel that Spence might be the best welterweight in the world.
That's kind of
like
weird.
it's
That
one.
works,
You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
one of those like.
So just give me your top 5.
It's really AB for both of those guys.
No, give me your top 5. Just give me your top 5.
After those two guys, who's after Spence and Crawford?
In your mind.
No, damn, you still got Pacquiao in there too.
You have Pacquiao, you have Thurman, you have Porter, you have
Why
Danny
don't you ask
Garcia.
me, bro?
Go.
You guys think about it.
Go.
Here we
Give me
go.
a list.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Give me a
I'm
list.
so excited.
Spence, Manny
You got
Pacquiao.
another 805, bro?
I'm gonna give you Danny Garcia. I'm gonna give Mikey Garcia.
Mikey Garcia.
Mikey
As the
Garcia's
top-
going
he
over
said
the
it.
seven.
He said it.
He's going over the 7, my boy.
He said
805?
805. Thurman, that's 5.
That's 5.
That's 5. Okay.
And wait. And the top 2
No, it's okay.
that are tied are Spence and Crawford.
Okay, you gave me 5. Now let me
No,
ask
I
you.
give you the 5.
No, let me ask you. Let me ask you this.
The top.
Let me ask you this.
Two dogs.
Is Mean Machine, Amir Khan in your top 10 at the welterweight? Mean Machine
Ortiz.
or Amir Khan on your top 10 in welterweight?
Amir
they?
Khan or who?
Top 10?
Top 10 welterweights.
Yeah.
They are?
They could be 9 and 10.
Okay.
9 and
Okay,
10.
cool.
9 and 10. You don't have 9 and 10?
I don't have a 9 10.
Okay, give me your top
Yeah,
10.
give me 6
Give me
to
your
10.
top 10. Yeah.
Give me 6 to 10. Don't give me top 5.
Okay,
6 to 10.
let's do this. Okay.
6 to 10.
Let me do this. Let's do this. No, let's do this. I'll give
No,
you my
I
10.
don't want to. I don't
I'll give you
want
my 10. I'll give you my
We all know top 5.
We're
We all know
gonna
top
agree.
5. Just give me
We're
6 to
gonna
10.
agree on 1 to 5.
No, but
They might have different orders,
This is the only way
but-
it's gonna go. This is the only way it's gonna go. Terrence, Earl, Keith, Sean.
Right.
Okay, Terrence,
No
Keith,
Manny,
Earl,
huh?
Sean, Manny.
Correct.
And I'm not
That's
giving you.
fine.
I'm not
That's
giving you.
your fine.
I'm not
That's-
giving you. I'm not giving you a specific.
No.
order. I'm not giving you a specific. order.
No. We're good.
Danny Garcia. All right.
You have him in the 6 to 10 ranking?
Yeah.
Yeah. 6'10" rank. Danny
Okay.
Garcia.
Okay.
All right. Let's see who else the PBC has that is not a champion. Adrian Broner at 47. Could be a top 10. Adrian Broner above
Disagree.
Amir Khan. Above Amir Khan.
I
Yes.
disagree.
I would
wanna
have put
see
him
that fight.
Mikey
much
Garcia.
higher.
I got you, Mikey. I got you, Mikey.
Mikey. I'll give you Mikey there.
Right.
All right. We're at 8.
Ugas.
Ugas, you have to say Ugas.
Ugas at 9. So right there,
Ugas is
I've
only about, like,
eliminated.
6, 7.
I've eliminated Mean Machine or Amir Khan from the top 10.
But you're not eliminating.
You still got one.
I still got
Give me 10.
one. So if we're gonna get a contender in here above Mean Machine and Amir Khan, I'll give you Granados.
Oh, okay. Albert Breaker says, hell no, Colosso over Broner.
Colazo too.
Colazo.
Okay, Broner's out. So you still got one more.
No, I just took it out because I took Granados in.
Oh,
I put
Josecito.
Granados.
Anthony said Josecito. That's a good one.
I would put again another name that could be in the top 10 that's not Mean Machine or Amir Khan.
Let me ask you guys.
When has Terrence Crawford beat a top 10 in the welterweight? That's it.
Hold on. Hey, bro.
You're saying that Crawford can't
FCC.
I was about to tee off right now.
Are you saying that Crawford can't beat Granados?
No, what I'm
Right.
saying is no.
Why does he need to fight him to do that?
No, and that's where you're mistaken. I'm not saying that. I want him to fight someone in the top 10.
Okay,
Hey.
my top
Okay.
5 are. Give me my top. Crawford, Spence, Porter, obviously just fought.
Pacquiao.
Thurman and Pacquiao. That's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
In that order.
Are we forgetting about Virgil Ortiz?
Oh, and
but he's a
Berto Ortiz, who
prospect.
just made his debut
Oh, yeah,
at
yeah.
147.
Oh, that-
You're absolutely correct. He fought He fought right now at 147. He made it.
Thurman might be right, dude.
Another name who he has not. Another name in the top 10 that Terrence Crawford who has not fought.
Virgil's in there, dude.
Virgil should be in there.
Again, Terrence Crawford
But
again
how
has
can
never.
we count out Amir Khan when Amir Khan keeps on getting fights?
That's not our fault. That's not our fault.
He sells tickets.
All these guys, dude.
Look. I'm not discrediting Terrence Crawford. I'm not at any point in time. What I'm saying is this.
we get your
I
point.
test.
No,
I
I
test.
get you.
He has a point.
I
He has a
test.
point.
Terrence Crawford is A+, 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 A+. What I want from Terrence Crawford to say that he could beat an Errol Spence is, dude, beat someone in the top
But who
10
are
for
they
me.
gonna give him? Because
And that's the problem.
Eight of those
And
guys are
that's
PVC.
the problem. And that's
Eight of
the
those guys are
problem.
PVC,
No,
dude.
exactly. And that's what I'm trying to bring up.
That's bullshit,
the
dude.
problem.
That's the worst.
That's the problem. You can't put Terrence Crawford in there with a top 10 guy because Top Rank doesn't want to work with them. They want to work with PBC when it comes to this. That's why you have Tyson Fury versus Wilder, because of this. That's why it was brought out today. That's why it was brought out today. That's why it was brought out today that Arum is trying to speak with Al Heyman to get the Spence Crawford fight because of this. The money. That's it. We need somebody. We need Terrence Crawford to fight a top 10 welterweight for me to actually judge it correctly. Because at the end of the day, Spence versus Porter was 2 of the top 5, if not the top 3 fighters.
Big shout out to Joshua Mayton. Here we go. He says, would you guys like to see Porter Spence too?
Yes.
But I'm not going to give you the other one, bro.
I don't want to see it next.
No.
That's why I said separate bout first.
They're giving me Mikey Garcia versus Crawford. No, man, that's not going to happen, bro.
That's not.
You
You have better luck. You have better luck for Mikey versus Loma.
Okay, what about this one? Virgil Ortiz versus Amir Khan. Ralphie Gonzalez says that.
Virgil murders.
No, but that's a good fight that could happen.
It is a
But-
good fight.
Ralphie, I think that
And they're both on the zone.
No, but Amir Khan is trying to get
Kell
Kell Brook fight.
Yeah.
Both on the zone.
Hey, man.
Both on the zone.
I would watch that fight, though.
I don't think Amir Khan's really going to fight Kell Brook. I think he says that to just kind of like
Stay relevant.
to stay relevant type thing, to kind of drum up some interest, and then he might fight somebody else.
But the funny thing is, when Amir Khan, almost every opponent, Amir Khan kind of gave him a good fight the first 3-4 rounds, right?
Yeah.
That didn't happen with Crawford, man.
No, Crawford's.
That didn't happen with Crawford. He didn't
Crawford's
unbox him with the
phenomenal
shit.
talent. Yeah. And if Crawford was easy to pick off, then they might just cross the street to pick him off to shut everybody up. But he's not, and that's and they can justifiably freeze him out, because Danny Garcia Spence is a good fight.
You think that PBC is willing to put Crawford or one of their, not Spence, but put him against Danny Garcia first, just to see how well he does against him?
Don't even ask that question because it's not PBC who needs to make that move. The
It's
move
Fox.
that needs to be made, no.
Top Rank?
It's Bob Arum doesn't
Bob Arum.
want to let his fighter go to PBC to fight somebody and go there. Because at the end of the
But
day,
I'm saying-
let's be honest. Who has the bigger spectrum? Yes, ESPN is one of the #1 sports channels in the world. Agreed. But ESPN Plus, not.
Well, Bob
But
Arum-
when it comes to Fox and promotion, Fox
It's taking ass.
is kicking ass.
So you're saying that the fight is not happening because of Bob Arum? So you're saying that PBC is willing to put Spence against Crawford?
I don't know about that because
Not on ESPN.
Whenever we
Well.
talk to the
No,
PBC
let's
people, they admittedly are like, well, we don't have to do that.
Exactly.
They don't.
Let's be honest.
Does it have Manny Pacquiao fight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
they
And
just-
I'll even ask the fans here. I'll even ask you
Just the
guys,
truth.
and I'll ask the fans here. If Crawford were to fight Spence, does it need to be on ESPN Plus or does it need to be on Fox? And I'm talking about promotion machine and everything.
It's gonna be
It has to be
pay-per-view.
Fox.
It's gonna be
No, it's
pay-per-view.
gonna be Fox.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be pay-per-view.
No, exactly. But
No,
which pay-per-view?
what pay-per-view?
ESPN pay-per-view?
No, just the
Or Fox?
way HBO and
It's not
Showtime
Fox.
did
It has
it.
to
No,
be Fox.
And
just
I'm
the
gonna be
way
honest with you.
just the way HBO and Showtime did it with
No.
with Mayweather and Pacquiao. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be
And-
like
and-
a split paper.
Oh, it's gonna be a split, but I don't think it's gonna be showcased on ESPN and Fox. I think it's gonna be
like a
and
Fox
I'm
pay
gonna
per
be, it's
view.
gonna be like a Fox pay per view because
It has to be a
But
Fox.
no, wait, but no,
And
because
it's gonna be
there's
like
no
a
way ESPN's going to do
51-49.
that.
Yeah, it's split like that.
As far as network wise, I think it's going to be split probably down the middle. But as far as fighter wise,
no. And here's the thing. He and
Crawford has to give.
He could speculate.
Crawford has to give.
No. He could speculate right now as much as he wants. But we need to understand before we both speculate, and he's speculating at the moment. We need to understand what the numbers are between ESPN letting Tyson Fury go to Fox for a Wilder one, because Fox has already said we are the lead in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, let's see that.
They got to stop their games, man.
You might be right. And after that fight, we could call it.
What's cool about that fight is that we could start asking, like, what's then? Obviously, you guys talked about Terrence. Like, what's the latest with that?
If
Like,
they're doing that fight, Wilder versus Fury 2,
then they could do fights. Yeah,
and again. I may be aggressive with what I'm saying and everything like that, but I want to shout out everybody.
Hide
Shit up. No. I want to be honest. I want to be honest. I'm basing my view objectively because I want. I honestly, like I said, when it comes to the eye test,
what do you want to see?
Terrence is A+. I want Terrence to fight a top 10, top 5 welterweight. I want him to prove his skills because it's true. He needs to. Okay. Again, Earl may be quote unquote exposed, as most of you freaking boxing fans will say and everything like that. I doubt it. It's just that he fought top opposition. I need Terrence to do the exact same thing so we could gauge it better.
Who does ESPN and Barrios have that's in the top 10 that could fight Crawford?
Nobody.
Okay, so what the fuck? How do you want him to fight? These guys don't want to.
And that's the problem. I need him to do so, and that's what I want. I want him to do that. Because if he can't do that, he honestly can't claim that.
Is that his fault, though? Like,
it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But at the end of the day, his promotion again, and I'm gonna call out his promotion right now. And I'm sorry for doing this, but Top Rank, you honestly had John Molina, who is a PBC fighter, fight Terrence Crawford at 140. You could have another B+ freaking 147 fighter fight him. Ugas. Ugas. Thank you. You want a name? Ugas. Josecito, who just won.
That's what I'm saying, is that PBC might do a fight like that first.
Ugas. I'd rather see Ugas.
Yeah, but again.
Wouldn't you rather see Ugas?
This is a cool fight.
Yeah.
This is a cool fight.
Because then you get a real measuring tape.
But again, Al Heyman and PBC needs to want to give and take for this. And that's it.
But
again,
maybe we should start pushing that, like the Ugas Terrence fight, just to like start asking PBC people, like, yo, give him somebody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, give him somebody.
You know what? I agree. As media, we should bring up Ugas versus Crawford. That's it.
Somebody. You wanted me to give you guys a name? I gave you one.
No. Let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah. We're also responsible. You too, that's Anthony. True. Cut it out, bro. We're not going to bring up Arrow. Cut it out.
Why? Just feed him Arrow.
And again, any of you who are against Earl versus Danny, you know what? Danny's actually been able to take a lot. That's actually a really good fight.
Danny
so don't give me that.
Hey,
don't give me that.
They're not going to give him Danny. They're not going to give him
Danny.
Danny came up to the arena.
You guys think you guys are going to
Danny has power, bro.
They're not going to give him
Danny. He's durable. That's a good fight.
They are not going to give him Danny. No.
That's what they're talking about.
But I'm going to say this.
They're going to give Danny to Crawford?
No. To Earl.
Yeah.
Again, going back on Crawford, what I want to say is this. Before I give you the number one mantle at welterweight and you're the quote-unquote boogeyman, I need you to fight somebody in the top 10 before I can do that.
No.
Again.
So who's the boogeyman?
And you want to know who's to blame for this?
They're all good.
No, you want to know who's to blame for this? Bob Arum. Because Bob Arum was the one who came out on YouTube earlier this year and said, Mean Machine and this person have a bigger name than Sean Porter. Guess what? Sean Porter and Earl Spence are tracking to sell over 350,000 pay-per-views. And guess what? To quote Earl Spence, the last time you were on pay-per-view, you sold 100,000 pay-per-views. Terrence Crawford, yes. So, no, you need to come up with somebody that could actually challenge you, has a name, and can give you an audience.
So you're telling me that Uncle Bob needs to stop smoking some weed?
No, what I'm saying is he does not. What I'm saying is this. Be realistic.
Yeah.
Be realistic.
Before Porter fought Errol Spence, has your opinion changed on who would win between Errol Spence and Crawford?
No.
After the fight, your opinion is the same?
No. He wants to get Mikey Garcia versus
my opinion is the same.
I kind of lean. I'm leaning more towards Crawford now.
My opinion has always been the same. My opinion has always been the same.
It's always been the same.
It's never changed.
Errol Spence beats Crawford. Is that what you're saying?
Earl Spence and Crawford go through a very tough 12-round fight that could go either way. But me, going the way I go, I will say Earl Spence ekes out a 7-5 victory at that point.
I got Crawford. After seeing what I mean, Crawford is just boxing wise, skill wise, he's a Porter, and we'll beat him.
All right. So
what's guy saying on
let me get into what's hot in social media, guys, because we didn't get into that, but I'm gonna get it. And Albert Baker's all bringing up Crawford. Man, you're Crawford's jock. Yeah, but I'm gonna say this. Okay, so I know you guys were waiting for it, and not me. Finally, they officially announced Wilder Ortiz 2. What do y'all think about that fight?
It's a good fight, man. The first time around,
It was a
Wilder almost didn't make it out.
But he didn't
Seventh
even show up. He showed up like an hour and 30 minutes late, right?
I'll tell you why he
To
did.
the press conference?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I'll tell you why
That's
he
the press
did.
conference, bro.
Well, what did he do?
But
Talking about the fight.
It's a good ass fight. It's a
You
good
like it?
fight. Yeah, I feel like I've honestly I've felt when I see this fight, I realize that I've been disrespectful of it because I'm always asking about Fury in February, and we all should be very much paying attention to Luis Ortiz because
Right.
prior to Andy Ruiz knocking out Joshua, Luis Ortiz was the 4 guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now he just got pushed back to number 5 because Andy Ruiz forced himself on there as in the top of the heavyweight. So he's a real dude. And what Wilder said at the press conference was true. He's like, they all say he's old, but they're not fighting him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he hasn't fought Ortiz for a year and a half or something like that. No one's fought Ortiz. Fury's fought twice.
Right.
You know, Joshua's fought. We're gonna fight twice. Like
Right.
no one's picked his name to be like, yeah, let's fight
get
him,
it
and that's
out.
for a reason. And that's a good ass fight. It's probably Ortiz's.
We going to Vegas?
I don't know if it's one of
I
his.
am.
I probably will.
I'm gonna be there, dude.
What is it?
It's
November
November 23rd, dog, the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
we're
a
doing the
nine.
rundown the 25th in Vegas. So
Capetillo.
the 23rd we'll be there.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be a good fight, man.
Yeah.
November will
does this-
basically
Look,
live in-
We're gonna get drunk,
I honestly
cabrones.
completely agree with this being a rematch and it being on Fox. Again, if you did not watch the first fight, go watch it on YouTube because I know it's there. Watch it. It
What
is
hotel is
freaking
it at?
amazing. MGM.
MJ.
Yeah, MGM. Trust me, it is
I'm
a great
saying
fight.
that
It was
they-
really good. A lot of
Saying
people,
Motel
a lot of
6.
people to this day, and to
this
quote-
day.
to this day, to quote Deontay Wilder, think that Wilder got a favorable count and a favorable time
about
that. Yeah.
because
don't
of
know
it
about
and everything like that. But watch it because again, at the end of the day, it goes to what I said earlier. People need to show their merit, need to show their grit.
Right.
Wilder showed his grit. He got hit by Ortiz more than he has been hit by any other heavyweight. Even Tyson Fury. He got hit by and hurt by any other heavyweight more in this
Right.
fight than anybody else.
He was in serious danger.
Exactly.
He was.
He was in serious danger of this fight being stopped and going to the end of it and him losing. And he pulled it out. So please watch that fight. Order this pay-per-view because at the end of the day, if we've learned anything from Fox pay-per-views, they have upped their game every single time. The
Okay.
first pay-per-view was Mikey versus Earl. The second one was Pacquiao versus Thurman. The third one was just the one that we had this weekend. Right now, we have Leo Santa Cruz versus Miguel Flores as the co-main event, which is But at the end of the day, you know they're going to put barn burners on the first, the opening, and the second bout. So order it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.
What are you gonna say, Ruckus? About
No, I was about to say. Leo needs to slap Gay Russell Jr. No, but hold on. Hold on.
That shit was hilarious.
I'm going to get him. I know. Yeah. So, is the Tyson Fury Wilder 2 in jeopardy?
No.
Nah.
No.
yeah, I mean it's
I like
Luis
what
Ortiz is a
Steve
real fighter.
uses.
Yeah,
I really think it is,
yeah,
bro.
like it is.
It is.
It's. I mean, shit. It was almost in jeopardy 2 weeks ago
Right.
with Otto Wally.
I have a question with that. Yeah.
cutting up Fury's eye real bad. It's in jeopardy because of that, really. I mean,
I want to say no, but he's right.
Let-
It is. You want to know why? Exactly what I said about the first fight.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Exactly.
No, no.
But again,
Come on.
again, we're in
Oh, yeah, it
Vegas.
is.
They know where the money is. They know what they need to do.
Nah,
Is-
Lewis's right hand doesn't give a shit about Vegas.
If
If he clocks Wilder in the mouth,
Yeah, I don't-
you know what I'm
No,
saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
fuck.
and it's no one's gonna be able to save him. Like and that could happen because it happened last time.
So, are we going to take a magnum bottle of bullet?
Let's see.
No, because you'll drink it all.
Let's say Wilder gets past Ortiz. and he has a rematch with Fury. Is that cut that Fury got? Is that going to be an issue in future
Fury
fights?
told-
He got
Yes.
7 weeks off,
sure.
which is
No,
good.
no,
But I'm saying, is that
no.
going to be Darrell
But
part
what's
2?
his name already said? If that cut is not healed, we're not even
No, but
talking
even if
about
it heals.
February. He says we'll push it forward.
Even if he heals.
It's
They should
signed.
push it. They need to
It's
push it.
No. Brother,
Hold
he's pushing it, dude. Even
Well,
if
yeah.
it's signed, he said they're pushing
He can't fight him if
bro.
it's not healed.
Yeah,
What I'm saying,
yeah.
what I'm saying is
Come on, man.
that is that
Fern,
that
you're a
cut gonna cause
sadistic
him?
mother. You know what? I can't say
Is that good?
That's the C, bro.
Is that cut gonna give him problems in the future, like Darrell?
Yes.
It might. It very well might. I mean, that was a big ass cut.
That was a big ass cut.
That was a big
Now-
ass cut.
My dude
It
had
was
nine
two of them.
sign on his
Hold
head.
on,
Yeah.
But does Wilder have the technique to
Yeah.
hit that?
All he needs to he hit it one
He
time,
has that
bro.
broken
Wilder
hand.
just
Exactly.
needs to brush his
He
thumb
has that
against
hand
that
and that's
thing,
it.
dude.
It's over.
Oh my
I don't,
god.
I don't think it cuts again. By Wilder, no.
Fighting with bad vision.
Bro, but Benavidez just broke Jarrell's face with like that jab. He
Yeah,
popped
yeah,
that cut with the jab. You think Wilder can't do anything with that?
Shit.
You think nothing?
That-
He's
that-
gonna tap it and do nothing?
Wilder's the
Nah.
hardest puncher in
Wilder won't
boxing.
cut him.
I don't know about that.
bro. I don't know why I think that. All right, let me move to the next thing that's popping on social media. Danny Garcia wants Errol Spence Jr. Is that even in the picture?
No, I want
guys?
that. That's a good fight.
Dude, it's a good fight. Danny Garcia's been durable as hell, man.
Durable, hard puncher.
Shit,
Ah,
I get killed here, bro.
that's gonna be a dude.
Do you guys like it?
I
the
love
fight.
that,
I
man.
like
Yeah.
it. I like
Pay per
it.
view or regular Fox?
Pay-per-view.
It needs to be honestly regular Fox on this one.
I stream 'em no
it
matter
won't
what.
be, But it won't be. But they'll stack the undercard.
We'll get somebody good on the undercard for sure.
By the way, I'm
But
3-1
yeah,
in
no,
fantasy.
Luis-
that'll be a pay per view. Danny Garcia's a popular
Is
dude.
Josecito back
like,
on that undercard?
Yeah, he probably will.
Josecito, with those two, with that win and that
Josecito
good
Ugas.
showing against Thurman, I mean, he's looking at like Porter coming back. He's
I think this
him,
would be.
him Granados would be a good fight.
Ugas, like you guys said.
Ugas is a really good fight. Someone on there said Omar Figueroa. Those are all good fights.
I think it's
I really like the Ugas
And he
to
has
Crawford
no straps. There's
Yeah,
no straps.
I really like Ugas fighting
Ugas
Crawford
Crawford,
because
yeah,
I think
I mean,
PBC is cool with kind of like
Letting
letting
him out.
Ugas go and seeing like, oh shit, maybe he might do it. You know what I mean? Like he might win.
Ugas has skill. Ugas
Yeah,
has skill.
no, because he definitely does, and it's a credible opponent to Crawford. It's not obviously you're not making as much money as you would like for as big of a risk that
Call
is.
that fight, by the way.
But ESPN might be willing to cash Ugas out.
And mind you,
You know?
if Crawford beats somebody like Ugas better than Porter did, we just
That's what
beat
I'm
somebody-
saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a selling point.
If he rakes him, that's
Hey, no.
no rakes him, not rake.
Here we go.
Not a
All
P,
right.
not a P.
I'm
Rake.
gonna give you guys the last one I have, but you guys might have something else on social media. But I'm gonna give you guys the last one I have. Victor Ortiz talking about Mikey Garcia being a 147 fighter. I don't know if you guys saw that interview by our good friend reporting, where he's talking about Mikey Garcia that he's not an elite 147. That Victor Ortiz is an elite 147 fighter, and that Mikey Garcia needs to take risks like Victor Ortiz. Do you
Take
guys agree or
risk. He just
disagree?
took one.
Look.
He needs to take risks.
Yeah, that's what he
no,
said.
no,
Victor
no, no,
Ortiz
no.
said that. I mean,
Oh my God,
I'm just repeating what Victor Ortiz said.
Was this after the fight? How many shots? was
No.
this?
Okay, this was on Friday.
He
This
fought
was-
Errol
no,
Spence in
this
his
was,
first
this was,
147.
yeah, this was on Friday. This was after the weigh-in.
Okay,
This
talking
was
about
at
that.
Shaquille's restaurant at LA Live. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was lit there. I was there. So it was lit. He was lit. He was lit. He must have been because there was free
No,
drinks.
it was on the red carpet before they went inside.
Oh, all right.
He was with Ellie. It was with Sekback, and he straight up
just
said.
start reporting,
He
bro. I
straight
don't
up.
give him
he-
credit for- but
he-
thanks a
no,
lot.
I'll give it to him. He straight up said that I don't know why y'all giving Mikey so much praise when he did nothing versus Earl Spence, and I have fought many at 147 and done way much more, and have gone through way much more. So I'm like, so it's like, yo, he's saying like, if you want to be considered at 147, at least fight me. I'm down with Mikey versus Victor Ortiz. Honestly, I'm down
Bad
with
blood,
it.
bro. Bad blood.
I'm down with it. And again, we take a lot of consideration because from what people don't know, if they don't know, Victor does have bad blood with the Garcias.
I think with the Garcias,
speaking-
I thought it was Bam Bam Rios.
No, it's with the Garcias.
Kind of all of them.
Speaking
It
of
was all of them.
Speaking of rape, isn't Victor Ortiz fighting a rape case?
No, he's actually good.
I said rake. I said rake.
No, I know he said rape. He said rape. He said the
I
other
said
thing.
rake.
Isn't he fighting one though?
He's good.
He's good now?
He's good, right?
He's
Oh,
good.
they dropped it? The chick dropped it?
At the end of the day, dude, he was supposed to go into freaking court in November. We're in freaking
That's a
he was
month.
No.
he's
No.
about to go.
November of last year.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good there. We're good.
Well, are we good or we just don't know?
No, he's good. He's good.
All right, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't even know why I'm saying that. We good. God Ramirez is attorney, dude. Okay, so should he be beefing with the Garcias?
Victor
He's
can say
always
what he
been
wants. Like
moving.
Victor, Victor knows. Victor was on Dancing with the Stars. Like Victor knows like Hollywood. Victor knows how to like sell himself. Victor, he does. He knows how to sell himself. He knows how to like push his name back into
Trying to be
where we start
relevant.
talking about him. He didn't get it with me this time because I'm not going to talk about this any much more past this show. But I see his point. Yes, at 147, Mikey hasn't beaten anybody or shown anything that he's like a real contender at 147. I mean, that I guess is maybe the only fact he actually said. But
that's true.
And at least what you just told me he said. So yeah, that's true. Mikey hasn't beaten anyone on 147. That's true. But to say he needs to take more risks, I mean, he fought the guy that no one there wanted to fight.
Right.
So I mean, you can't take
Give
much
the guy
more of a
some
risk
time,
than that. You can say that. Yeah, he hasn't beaten anyone on 147. He has one fight, and he fought the guy everyone was avoiding. So I guess that's true.
I said what I needed to say. Like honestly, I want to see if Victor is calling it. I would love to see Victor versus Mikey.
You would?
I would.
I wouldn't either.
I would. Put in dignity. Perfect.
He's cloud chasing. That's it.
Anthony Saldana says, didn't Josito break Victor's jaw?
Oh,
That was about 7 years ago, dude. Chilling with that.
still broke
Still
it,
did
though.
Still did though.
And he's still fighting.
Ralphie, Mikey Garcia versus Jose Ramirez cannot happen. They have the same trainer.
They have
Cut
the
it
same
out,
trainer, dude. Relax.
Yeah, there's not gonna happen, bro. Chill out.
And Jose likes being with Robert too.
Hey, right now when you mentioned Leo Santa Cruz, you guys laughed. His dad thought that was Rico Ramos, bro.
That's exactly what I'm going. I have an interview where literally Leo straight up says, like, dude, my father thought that was Rico Ramos, and it was just loving his chains. That's it.
Oh,
That's why you saw my dad smile. He had no idea what was going on.
Oh my god.
No, but okay, I said it last week. Is that disrespectful though? What Russell did?
It's disrespectful.
I still haven't seen it. To be honest, people told me what happened, and
I sent you the
from,
video, bro.
yeah,
It was
what he told me.
disrespectful.
From what I heard, it wasn't cool. But I think
disrespectful, bro.
Leo's doing the right thing. Is Leo kind of laughed it off and was the truth is Leo's the money right there.
And I asked Leo, and for everybody who says like, yo, since Gary Russell did this, Leo should fight this. I asked him straight up. We know what happened a week ago, which was the Russell going with your dad thing. Was there negotiations already going on between you and Miguel Flores before this occurred? And he's like, yeah, that's why we didn't take the Gary Russell fight. We had negotiations already going. There were negotiations there. We knew we were supposed to meet in February. Now we're at 1:30, both of us. Should we meet? And negotiations were already there. Gary didn't even want to come to the table. So
what I like about what I like about Gary Russell is that he's trying. You know, I mean, he wanted to fight Gervonta. He was willing to move up to 130 to fight Gervonta. He was talking about, you know, at least he's saying he wants the Leo fight. I don't know how much of that is really true. I mean, it sounds like he's trying, even doing with the thing that he did with his dad. Yeah, I mean, I respect that at least he's trying to get the bigger fights. Obviously, what he did with Leo's dad isn't cool, and he should have been, you know, that's too far. But at least calling out the guys, I mean, at least he's doing that. Like, at least he's doing that. Like, all those fights that he says he wants, I want to see. I want to see Gary Russell versus Tank at 130. I'd like to see Gary Russell versus Leo. But, I mean, the thing he did with his dad probably shut it down forever, really. Because, I mean, Leo doesn't have to fight him. And why fight someone who's going to be... like, Leo's not that type of person. So, even more so, like... Leo's not on selling a fight on some drama shit like that. Like he's if that's going to be part of the narrative, then Leo's like, well, whatever. I'd rather fight like, you know, a gentleman who's going to give me a good fight, but you know, I don't have to deal with all this extra nonsense. You know. And
both Leo and Russell don't fight very often.
Yeah. No, Russell doesn't fight very often. At least Leo fights twice a year.
Yeah.
That's true too. It's kind of. I mean, but just all PBC fighters don't fight very often.
All right. Do you guys got anything more that's hot in social media right now? Anybody else?
I want to see
as
some.
I said earlier, the Neri to Freddie Roach.
Okay.
Nery's
Oh,
being
this
trained by
my
Freddie
dog.
Roach.
It keeps on
Luis
bringing it
Nery.
up.
So there you go there.
But I was gonna have kind of how Eddie Reynoso, man. They just killed that little.
So no more Glenn Birdwell for you.
What happened?
Man.
Why no more? Why no more?
Well, dude, I was gonna ask him about Eddie being in the camp, but I guess not.
Nah, that's it, bro. It's over.
Can't have tacos. Go
No, I was
ahead.
gonna say something, but it's gonna start a conversation.
Okay, go shoot it.
Well,
Don't say it if you're not gonna shoot it.
okay. The purse with Spence and Porter, they both made $2 million, right? That's the purse.
I
Yeah.
didn't see that.
I mean, if supposedly PBC pays their guys so much money, why is that purse so low?
That's
There's the back end, dog.
Yeah.
I know, but even the back end, okay.
The pay-per-view
Okay,
numbers.
even with
They
the
get
back
pay-per-view.
end, even with the back, even okay,
It's
when
just reported numbers, dog.
when De La Hoya fought Trinidad, which was one of the last unified.
I know where you're
Hold on,
going
hold
with
on.
that. I saw that tweet too.
He made $20 million, but I know this shit too. $20 million, and I think Trinidad made $15 million. They got paid back end too. $2 million doesn't seem like a lot. Even what's the back end gonna be at 350?
It's a fair question.
I mean,
Okay, what do you think?
I'm just
they
saying,
should
'cause
get paid?
it's a fair
If the-
question.
if the
because
money's
PBC says they pay their guys this much more money. How much did Crawford make in his last fight?
I don't know.
there, not that much.
I think more than $2 million. But I'm saying is like this is a pay-per-view fight. This is to unify the things. If
Yeah, but you gotta wait till the pay-per-view numbers come out.
yeah, but it's not gonna be $1 million, bro. It's gonna be like 300
No,
at
it's
most.
It's a fair question. It's a
Let
fair
me give you
question.
this.
I don't
It's
know.
a
I
fair
don't have a good
question.
answer.
I'll give you this, but
I don't.
let me ask you this then. Counterbalance that. All right.
Just because PB sees they run on that.
Tito Trinidad got, according to you,
15.
No,
15.
10 or 15.
15. No, according to what you just
Yeah.
said, 15, right? Oscar got 20,
20.
right? Back in the days,
Cutie.
back in the days.
That was your purse.
No, again, they're a person.
It
Back in the
wasn't
days.
it wasn't the back end of the
no,
pay-per-view.
no. Back
That's where
in
you're
the
gonna
days-
go.
Back in the
No.
days, cable dish took 50% of what the pay-per-view made.
Yeah, I'm not talking
So,
pay-per-view. I'm talking about purse.
so if you're going to pay a fighter 20 million, another one 15 million, that's 35 million, split it in between pay-per-view and everything, how much do you really think the event made? Did the event make money?
No.
Exactly. So
I don't
why
know
would
about
you
that.
pay more right now in an era where you want to at the same time pay your fighters, but at the same time make money?
But I think before Vegas made more money and getting rooms.
I don't
and
think
all
they're
that,
making
the
enough
whole
money.
fucking-
If you're gonna run your
According to Mike
If you-
Coppinger, who is from
Yeah.
The Athletic and everything, and
Who?
he is Mike Coppinger, and he's honestly
Sources.
one of the best sources guys
him
out
and I
there.
don't get along, bro.
He and I don't get along. But at the end, he and I don't get. But
God
but
dang.
but if I'm gonna quote him and I'm gonna go,
Go, quote him.
at the end of the day, if it tracks over 300 to 350,000 pay-per-view buys, and Fox is actually making money out of it, is not the business of boxing to make money
Yeah.
out of the
no.
situation?
Well,
his-
that's not what I'm
question
saying.
is different.
I'm saying
His
if
question,
you're
not
saying that
answering
you
his
pay your
question.
fighters,
Yeah,
well, I don't
yeah.
care what they make on the back end.
Yeah.
You're saying you're running on the slogan or what do you want to call it? That PBC, we
I
fight
got
you
the
less,
answer
we
to
pay
this.
you more. $2 million for a unified champion, but it doesn't seem like
I
much
got
money.
the answer for this. Did they both not sign to the contract? Mm-hmm. So that means they're both happy to it.
Well, but-
and that's,
but-
Oh,
that's the end of it. That's the
Okay.
end of it. That's the end of it.
I agree
No.
with you because they probably haven't made $2
That's
million.
the end of it.
So they don't get paid
Should
more.
They make more.
No, they should, but at the end of the day, the
'Cause
business of
Mike
boxing,
can make
the
more.
business of boxing is
that's
to
what
make
he
more
meant,
money than you spend on the event. And if both fighters are actually happy to sign the contract at which they sign,
No, well, that's different.
there is
Yeah.
nothing we as media
So
members can
Spence,
actually complain about.
so Spence and Porter don't have managers to negotiate a bigger purse.
They don't. They don't.
They don't have
Al
managers?
Heyman. They have
They're
Al
both
They
without
both have
him.
Al Heyman.
Okay,
Al Heyman's the manager.
so what is exactly my point? What is he doing you to pay you more? Nothing. He didn't.
Well,
doesn't
but
pay
if
you
I
more.
keep giving you more money to the pockets. To your pockets.
I'm saying the purse is
Like
$2 million
instead of
each.
taking like there's managers that take 30%.
Remember,
It's a
remember,
fair
remember,
question,
Even
but
though
I
this
mean,
fight
we-
happened
you know,
in
the-
California, even though this fight happened in California,
We got a guy named Ryan
Porter-
Garcia that might make $500,000 in the next fight. That's not even. He's not even the main guy. That's probably gonna make $1 million after that.
yeah, you're speculating right there, though.
No, I know
You're-
for a fact.
you're not
I know for a
going
fact.
through it.
On
You're
the first
going-
one.
No.
No, no,
I
you
know
said-
for a fact
you
on the
said
first one.
Mike.
No.
You said
can't
Mike.
say-
On the
Mike,
next one-
Mike is a speculation word.
On the next one, I know.
We can't. No, I
Yeah.
know next one. But we can't say that
After
he's
that.
making that right now.
Mike is
but
a
he will.
speculation word, my dude. Mike is a speculation
No, he-
word.
It's
We know
I don't
something.
know, man. It's
No,
a
I
different,
know, but we can't say 100%,
Yeah, exactly.
bro. No.
It's a
Benavidez
fair
made $1
question.
million.
I think it's a fair question. I don't, but I mean, the guys, I do also know for kind of lower, what you would call like tune-up fights, they also make
Good money.
2 to 3 million or whatever it is. Like they also make like good money with some of those bouts as well. So, it's give and take. But it is a fair question because when you see those big lump sums from back in the day with Oscar and Pacquiao and all them on the premium networks, it's a fair question when these are the numbers. But also those are the only numbers we see.
Sean,
we don't know sponsorships. We don't know,
Sean's like saying it's like comparing Florida Canal. No, it's not. I know that they're not going to make the same as De La Hoya Trinidad because they were bigger names that brought in more fans. But I'm saying that $2 million, 20 years later almost, right? 2 million is a low number.
Boxing is a different.
2 million is a low number.
Business right now, man.
True. Still.
No, it is. It is. I have to agree.
You gotta understand
It's
at that point in time, the welterweight division was the lead.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Right now, it's not. Right now, it's the boxing is going as the heavyweight division goes.
Yeah.
Hence why you're seeing more heavyweight fights right now being broadcast compared to how they were 10, 20 years ago.
Yes. So we're ready to go. And
2 hours later.
We did 2 hours, all right?
Hey.
So I want you guys to do your plug-ins, man. I'm
2 hours.
glad you guys were on. Give me your plug-in, man. Where can they follow you, man?
Steve Guerrero at KO Artist Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that. Knockout Artist, like Knockout Artist Sports. But appreciate you guys. Appreciate you having me, brother. It was fun, man.
Thank you, man. Did you like it?
It was good. Hell yeah, it was fun.
All right, Fern. Give him the stuff, man.
Fernando Pimentel, Fern _323 on Twitter, LA Fern _323 on Instagram. Behind the Gloves, both of us do correspondence work for them and everything like that. Just continue to follow, continue to look. Honestly, if you want a lot of content and vaccine things from this Porter Spence event, go to the Behind the Gloves channel. We have a lot, especially a lot with the Porters. So just go and check it out.
Now, guys, I'm going to make sure that I have these two guys here for the Kovalev versus Canelo. Can I get you guys in here for that?
I'm in.
The Monday before?
Yeah,
for sure.
The Monday before.
Yeah.
All right. So with that said, I'm going to pay some bills. Don't forget, we're live from Legends Boxing every Monday night. Come down, check out their website for classes, for amateurs, for people that just want to lose weight, and for the heavyweight champ in the world. You know what I mean? Yes, so don't forget, Legends Boxing. Check them out for having us every Monday. And go Oakland A's. Get it out of here, Ruben. Cut it out. Okay? See you guys all next week. Later.
So,
thank you guys.